Hello, everybody. Welcome to Moment of Presence. I am Michelle with Moksha Grace Coaching. And what do? I help people find emotional liberation. What does that mean? That means that I help people dive into what's holding them back, how to manage their emotions, and how to learn how to respond versus react. And take a look in a deeper look at why they do the reactions, why they have the reactions that they have. So, today we're going to talk about radical responsibility. And the topic today is you can handle the truth. And I think probably the majority of people have seen uh, the movie with Tom Cruise, and I'm trying to remember the name of it at the moment. A Few Good Men, and in the courtroom, and he says, "Do you want the truth? I want the truth. You can handle the truth." And I was meditating, and that thought came to me because the truth is that we have to take radical responsibility for our lives. We cannot continue to blame other people or outside circumstances for what happens to us, whether we take action or whether we don't. We have to take radical responsibility for where we are right now and where we want to be. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So while we wait for a few people to jump on, let me know in the comments where you're from, what your name is, because it doesn't always show me who's on. It'll show me that somebody's on, but it won't tell me exactly who's on. I'm really grateful that you're here. And if you know somebody that needs to hear this message, share, please share it out to them, share it out to your social media. The other truth is there's lots of truths. We're going to talk about a lot of truths today. The other truth is we don't know what other people need. We can think that we know, and we can try to fix them, which is a humongous no-no. When you share it out, you give them the decision on whether it's something that they happen upon, whether it's something that interests them or speaks to them. Don't try to figure out what someone else needs for them. All we can do is lay it out there. And that's why I have so many topics. And when you think about it and you take a look at what is it that Michelle talks about the most, I talk about emotional strength, how to find and how to bring that emotional strength back up to the surface so that you can be the best version of you. And digging deep and finding that strength, that's the journey that I help walk clients through and guide them through, because that's really what we're talking about, is that emotional strength and resilience. That's the big piece. We can get knocked down. We're gonna get knocked down. That's the reality of life. Big truth bomb there. Reality of life is you're gonna be knocked down. It is your resilience that makes you get back up. It's your strength that gives you what you need to stand back up on your own 2 feet. Take a look at why you got knocked down so it doesn't happen again, and then move forward. So let's bring ourselves into the moment. We're going to take 3 quick breaths, not quick, but you know what I mean. Deep breaths. We're going to hold it, and then we're just going to settle our energy and bring us into this moment so we can really focus on, what I'm saying. And I want feedback. I want this to be an engaged conversation. So please make sure that you put in the comments, how you're feeling it, or where you feel that you need to hear the truth, or you're maybe fearful to hear the truth. So big deep breath in. Let's think about all of those truths that are sitting in front of us that we may or may not want to hear or see, and exhale slowly. And this time, when you bring your breath in, I want you to bring your shoulders up almost like they're touching your ears, right? So big deep breath in. And when you exhale slowly, I want you just to bring those shoulders down. Just really relax into it. And one more time, big deep breath in. A little bit more breath in. And then just relax, exhale. If this is the only time during your week that you're taking these deep breaths, I commend you for being here. I also challenge you to try doing it more than once a week. All right. So, truth. Here's the thing. And I found this meme and I thought it was really poignant. So I actually saved it for today. Most people don't really want the truth. They just want consistent reassurance that what they believe is the truth. Isn't that the truth? So we come into our lives and we're pure, we're innocent, we're babies, we don't know anything. And then we get our first smack, right? It says the doctor can make us cry and that we're breathing. And then from that point on, we start absorbing and learning from our surroundings, from our family. And there's beliefs that we accumulate and we bring with us into our everyday. Those beliefs, as you travel through your life, can become limiting beliefs. Because you as a person, as you've grown up, you've changed. And so you've had new experiences. And so those truths, those beliefs that once were, are not necessarily the same now for you. And this is when we have to take a look in and we have to take an inventory of those beliefs. Is that still true? Does that still make me feel good? Does it bring me towards my goals? Does it push me farther away? And let me just check the comments real quick. Hello, Tarina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see a Facebook user that's blushing, but I can't tell who that is. And awesome. So when we are bringing those limiting beliefs into our everyday, right? Our new experience of who we are. And every day, guess what? Every single day, we are changing, we are growing, we are expanding. And sometimes we're diving deeper into our comfort zone and kind of diving into a hole because we don't want to come out. And maybe we don't want to give away or give up our limiting beliefs. And so we have choices to make. And this is another big truth. You are the only one that gets to decide which direction you're going to go. Are you going to grow or are you going to stay the same? That is up to you and nobody else. Nobody else gets to decide that. That's your choice. And so the truth is that what most people can't handle is that the way you are living is solely on you. If you don't have enough money, ask yourself why and what can you do to bring more money in? What's restricting you from receiving that money? If you are in a sucky job, you are choosing either to stay in that job or to start looking for something new. But again, it is your choice. I know that there's a lot of beliefs out there, especially with adults that are between, let's say, 45 and 65. I'm too old. I can't change jobs. No one's going to want to hire me. It's ageism. I'm too old to make a change. Okay, well, you also have another potential 20 years of work. Do you want to be in the same situation? Because if you're miserable now, imagine 20 more years like this. And another Michelle bumper sticker, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the next best time is today. So you can make a change now, or you can wait another 15 years or 10 years and really be miserable. Your health is probably going to be way worse. Your mentally and your mood is going to be horrendous. People are probably not going to want to be around you because you're miserable and bitter and resentful. And ultimately, whose choice was it to stay in the comfort zone and not venture out? So when you make these decisions, make them from a place of strength, not weakness. You can be afraid that there may not be something out there, but you can still do it afraid, believing in yourself and having faith and trusting. When you put something out there to the universe, to God, you pray for something, you're going to end up getting it if you are focused on what you want. If you don't take action, the universe is going to make sure it still happens, but you don't get to decide how. And I'm sure you're all sick and tired of me telling the same story, but I wanted out of my corporate job. I was not happy. And what happened? I got what I wanted because I didn't take action ahead of time. I was given a situation that I couldn't live in and therefore had to make a choice. But it was a much harder choice at that point. And it did a lot more damage. And there was a lot more healing that went into it. So you have an opportunity. Every choice that you make is an opportunity. Is it going to get you closer to your goal or farther away from your goal? If I stay here in 5 years, what could that look like for me? Now, looking into the future, because we always talk about being in the moment, right? You always want to make decisions from being in the moment. You don't want to make a decision from the future or from the past. However, we can take a glance at, if I have to do this another 5 years, what will that look like for me? How will that feel? Where do I want to be in 5 years? Not to cause anxiety, but to be able to take radical responsibility and to be able to map out how you're going to get there. What is that going to look like? So let's take a look at the comments. Yes. I love it. Call us all out. Yeah, well, somebody's got to do it. And here's the thing. I'm calling myself out too. So, I sent out an email and I sent out the description for today, and it's the truth, because when we're stuck and we're in a situation that we're unhappy in, or we've had an argument, or we have to do something that we really don't like, how many times do we blame everything around us or other people instead of taking the radical responsibility for ourselves? If somebody is in a bad mood, how many times, how many of you can raise your hand by going me in the comments, how many of you go, ooh, did I say something wrong? Was that me? Did I do that? Was that because of what I said? Was that because what I did? So we're always thinking about, did I cause something? Did I make someone feel a certain way? We're so caring about what other people think. And I'm talking to you people pleasers out there. And guess what? I've had to heal a lot about people pleasing. So I know, and so I can call it out. But there are times, even still, I will go, oh my gosh, what did I do? And then I think to myself, wait a minute, that's not my responsibility. All I did was make a noise, or all I did was share my opinion. And so when we step back and we get curious and we remember that I'm in charge of my emotions and my feelings, and everybody else has to be in charge of their emotions and their feelings. And if we all take radical responsibility for ourselves and we do the work, understanding ourselves and not blaming that if we get triggered, not blaming it on someone else, but going, okay, why am I triggered? All of this comes back to radical responsibility. It's all in your control. And that's the truth that most people don't want to hear, because they want to be able to blame life on everyone else. What's not going right in my life could be everyone else's fault, or something else's fault, or the world's fault, or the financial fault, or the political fault. Everybody can find fault in something. But it's all about, what are you focusing on? What are you focusing on? So a good example of this, right, is we can look at what's happening in the world. And I'm not going to get political, but there's a lot of BS going on. And regardless of what you believe, it stinks that the truth, whatever that may be, it is not for us to easily find. We've got to dig to find. No one really knows what is true anymore and what isn't true. And there's no one out there to help us. So we have to trust ourselves. We have to trust how the information feels as it lands, as we read it, as we devour it or absorb it. And I'm going to tell you, don't look at it. If there's something that you need to know about your community, or you're going to go somewhere and you want to know if it's safe, or what the situation is, then, do some research. But don't emotionally absorb it. Don't get overly invested in the stories that are being told. Because the bigger truth here is, we're just actors and actresses in this play called life. And how we play our part, are we being a really good actor and actress today? Or are we just screwing up and not caring? Are we showing up the way we want to? Because that is our only responsibility, is being responsible for ourselves and what we're focusing on. And then we get to create, from the stage of life, we get to create the life we want. That's radical responsibility. That's taking it on and saying, I've got this. And you know what? You do. Everybody has exactly what they need inside of them. Everybody. But it gets so buried with all of the craziness of the world and of emotions and blaming and shaming and guilt. Oh my gosh, guilt. It's about forgiveness of self, of others, of things we don't even know about, and just playing our part. You want to be a good mom, then be a good mom. And don't let anyone tell you differently. If you want to be a good employee, go be a good employee. And if other people are saying your boss is taking advantage of you, do you feel taken advantage of? And if you don't, then don't let anyone else's opinion drag you down. Because it's about how you feel, and you have to trust your feelings internally. All right, so let's see. I like to consider which of these options is worse and feels more soul-sucking. That's true. It's almost always the one where I don't make a change. Yes, absolutely. If I stay in this soul-sucking job, how horrible will I feel in a year? If I quit, it's just a sucky 10 minutes and I'm free. Yes. Being uncomfortable and having those critical or crucial conversations, they're only going to last a few minutes, an hour, what have you, right? And the fallout may be an hour or two. Maybe it's a day. But then that's done. How many times do we look back and go, oh, I don't remember that even happening. Because it's not catastrophic in our life. It was a conversation. But did it move us toward our goal or backwards? And again, it's all your choice. You get to decide. So that is the big truth bomb today, is that we get to decide how we're going to respond to anything and everything in our life. We get to decide how we're going to show up. For all of those out there that say, I don't have control, I'm out of control, someone has my control, I'm not allowed to have control, I've lost control. That's a big one. I've lost control. Guess what? The only one that can take it back is you. And you have to have the strength to do that. And if you're ready, get the help that you need. If you want help, you want accountability to make the map, how the pathway of how you're going to do it, I'm here for you. It's still March. It is March 28th. And we have a few more days of the March bonus special that I've been running all month long. 90 minutes of a coaching session. It is on me. It is a gift to you. If you've never had coaching before, jump on the call with me, book the call, jump on the call with me, give me a topic, and we will go through a coaching session. It's a gift. I want you to try it out. Just like when you go to the store to buy a new dress or a new suit or whatever, you try it on. I am giving you an opportunity to try it on. See how you like it. And I will tell you, everyone that I've been meeting with, I've been checking in with them and they're sticking to their goals. And that is exactly what we all need, is accountability. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, and that is okay, because it is a muscle like everything else in this world. We have to work our muscles. We have to practice. It's a new habit. It's something different. If you need an accountability partner, if you need a coach, that's what I'm here for. That's what coaches do. I'm not here to give you therapy. This isn't a support group. This is, where are you now? Where do you want to be? And let's get you there. And what's holding you back? And we do dive deep into those emotions, because emotions are the biggest roadblocks and they're the least looked at. Oh, I'm not getting a job. It's probably my resume. Are you sure? You sure it's not your energy? Or are you sure it's that you're not actually looking at what you really want to do? You're just looking at what everyone's telling you should be doing. We take a look at all of that and we get down to the meat of it. So, enough truth for today. I hope you all handled it. I think you all did very well. If you have any comments, if you have any thoughts, I absolutely welcome feedback. I want to hear what you have to say. If you have a topic that you want me to dive into on Moment of Presence, if you have somebody that you want us to bring on Strip Down, Heal the Illusion, let me know. I don't know if you don't tell me. So Strip Down is on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock. And Moment of Presence, I will see you next week, same time. And remember, every day you have the option. Make it a really good day or a not great day. It's all up to you. You get to choose. So choose wisely. See you next week.